y'all, it's me. It's just math, y'all. We're going to work on some more of these practice test problems. Here we go. This is number 6. We're going to do elimination, also known as addition. We're going to solve this using the addition method. Here we go. We're going to try to eliminate one of the variables. And if I look right there, if I add those two together, they're going to eliminate. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add the equations together. I'm going to get a 2x squared. That makes 0. Equals 98. And now I'm going to just solve for x. Divide both sides by 2. I get x squared is equal to 49. Then I will radical both sides, and x is equal to 7 and negative 7. Okay, so now I've got to figure out what y is. So I'm going to plug these two numbers back into one of the originals. It does not matter which one you want to plug them into, but let's plug those back in. When x is 7, I'll plug them into here. I have 7 squared minus y squared equals 40. So that will give me 49 minus y squared equals 40. I'm going to subtract 49 on both sides. And that will give me negative 9. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 1. I get y squared is equal to 9. I'm going to take the square root of both sides. I get y is equal to positive negative 3. Or 3 and negative 3. Negative 3. Okay, so now my answers. So let's look at the answers here. When x is 7, I plugged it in and I got two numbers. I got 3. And when x was 7, I got a number. I got negative 3. So there are two answers from this situation. Let's plug in the negative 7. So now I'm going to plug in negative 7 squared minus y squared equals 40. I am going to get exactly the same thing. Notice, exactly the same thing. Therefore, my answers are going to be exactly the same thing. So here we go. More answers. This time, the x was negative 7, and I got positive 3 and negative 3. So there are my 4 answers for this problem. Let's do another one. This one, very similar. It's got x squareds and y squareds. We're going to have 4 answers again. This time we're going to force an elimination. Again, I'm going to look to see where I can have an elimination, and if I'll notice right here, if a 2 magically appears right there, then I'll have an elimination, but it can't just magically appear. It has to come from something. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply the second equation by 2. And that's going to create an 8x squared plus the 2y squared is equal to 16. The original equation, the first one, I'm going to leave alone. And now, when I add the equations together, that creates 0, and I have 9x squared is equal to 9. Divide both sides by 9. I get x squared is equal to 1, square root. X is equal to 1 and negative 1. I have two x's. I'm going to plug the first one in, just like I did before. Plug in 1. When x is 1, I have 1 squared minus 2y squared equal negative 7. So that's 1 minus 2y squared equal negative 7. I'm going to subtract 1 on both sides. Negative 2y squared is negative 8. By negative 2, I get y squared is equal to 4 square root. Y is equal to positive and negative 2. So what are my answers for this one? When x is 1, I get positive 2. And when x is 1, I also get negative 2. All right, let's do it again on the other side. This time, let's plug in negative 1. So negative 1 squared minus 2y squared equal negative 7. That gives me 1 minus 2y squared equal negative 7. Again, that is exactly the same problem. Therefore, I'm going to get the exact same answer. So I'm going to get y is positive and negative 2 again. So here we go. New answers. When x is negative 1, I get y is 2. And when x is negative 1, I also get y is negative 2. 4 points once again, just like the previous problem. Here we go. One more. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, we have our 3 variable elimination. We have 2 of these. We have both of these. on your practice test. We're going to call this first equation. We're going to give these equations names so that we can talk about them. This is equation A. Goodness. This is equation A. We'll call this one equation B, and this one equation C. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to eliminate a variable. I'm going to pick B and C and eliminate the x's. So in order to do that, I'm going to multiply the C by negative 1. I'll leave the B equation exactly like it is. And the C equation, I'm going to multiply by negative 1. And I'm going to add the equations together. That one eliminates. I'm going to have a negative 3y and plus 3z equals 0. I'm going to hold that. That's step 1. Step 2, I'm going to do the same thing, but I have to use equation A. So I'll do A and C, or A and B, either one. I'll do A and C. Again, I'm going to do the same thing. A is x plus y plus 5c equal 20. C, I'm going to do the opposite. Oop, that's wrong, Miss Cox. A is x plus y plus 8c equal 29. And then if I do the opposite of c, or multiply it by negative 1, I get negative x minus 4 minus 2c, negative 20. Again, the x's cancel. I get a negative 3y plus 6z equal 9. Okay, so that's step 2. Now step 3, I'm going to take both of these equations and eliminate. So this one's equation D, this one's equation E. And basically I just need to change the sign on the y values. So I'm going to do D and negative E. So if I take D just like it is, and I do the opposite of E, or multiply everything by negative 1, and then add them, we have the elimination again. That's why it's called elimination. And I get negative 3z is equal to negative 9. And I can solve. I get z is positive 3. That's my first answer. Now we're going to step 4, which is to plug z in. And we're going to plug it into either D or E. I'll plug it into D. And I'm going to have negative 3y plus 3 times 3 equals 0. I have negative 3y plus 9 equals 0. Subtract 9 on both sides. I get negative 3y equal negative 9. Divide by negative 3, I get y is positive 3. So I have 2 answers now. I'm going to have to move step 5. I'm running out of room. Step 5, I'm going to plug both of those into one of the originals. I'll plug into A. So I take both of these and plug into A, and I'll have x plus y plus 8 times z equal 29. So that gives me x plus 3 plus 24 is equal to 29. X plus 27 equal 29. That means x must be 2. So my final answer is 2, 3, and 3. Because it's X, Y, and C. Make sure you put your answers in ABC order. Awesome. Let's move on to the next one. Very similar. We're going to do the same thing. We have 5 steps. I'm going to call this one A. I'll call this one B. I'll call this one C. I'm going to eliminate the variables. I think I'm going to do the Y values this time. I get to choose what I want to eliminate. The first one I did X's just because, and now I'm going to do Y just because. So I'm going to take B and the opposite of C, and I'm going to eliminate the y's. So that's going to give me x plus 2y minus c equal negative 8. And now when I do the opposite of c, I get negative 2x, negative 2y, positive 3c, positive 15. those the elimination, and I'm going to have negative x plus 2z equal 7. So we'll hold on to that one. That one's called D. That was step 1. Step 2, pick two different equations and eliminate the same variable. So now I'm going to have to use A and B. I don't have to change the signs, but I do have to multiply. So I'm going to do 2 times equation A, because I'm going to magically make a 2 appear right there. So I'm going to do 2 times A, and then I'll add it to B. So 2 times A would give me 20 minus 2y plus 4c equal negative 4. Multiply everything by the 2. The B I'm going to leave just like it is. I'm going to add these together and force the elimination. That'll give me 21x plus 3c equal negative 12. And we'll call that equation E. Step 3, I take my D and my E equation and I have to eliminate. Okay, so now I'm studying, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply D by 21. If I do 21 times the D, the x's will eliminate. So that's what I'm going to do. So 21 times negative 21x. I got to do 21 times 2, which is 42. And I got to do 21 times 7. Uh-oh. That's going to be 147. E I'm going to leave alone. It already has the 21x plus the 3z is equal to negative 12. When I combine these, I get the elimination. I have 45z is equal to 135. Divide both sides by 45, and you will get z is equal to 3. Okay, now step 4, we plug that in. We plug in to D or E. So if I plug into D or E, the original, so step 4, z is 3, so I have negative x plus 2 times 3 equals 7. So that's negative x plus 6 equals 7. Subtract 6 on both sides, and I'll have negative x equal 1. Divide by negative 1, and I get x is equal to negative 4. Okay, so that's my second answer. Step 5, again, I'm running out of room. We're going to plug into A, B, or C. Pick which one. I'll pick B. Take my z and my x that I just calculated and plug into B. So that's going to give me negative 1 plus 2y minus z equal negative 8, which is going to give me 2y minus 4 equal negative 8. I'm going to add 4 to both sides. Add 4 to both sides, and I get negative 4, and I get y is equal to negative 2. So now my official answer is negative 1, negative 2, and 3. There we go. That's your x, your y, and your z. All right, keep practicing. It's just math, y'all.